This is March 3rd, 2024. Dimitri Lascaris reporting from Cyprus. I am currently just outside of Limassol, which is next to a colonial-era British military base by the name of Akrotiri. And I'm hoping today to capture some images of what's going on down here. Can't see them clearly, but here there are some what appear to be British warships. I'll try to get a better view of this, and I'm just generally driving in the direction of the... Actually, that looks like a French warship right there. I can see the French flag. And there have been reportedly French military forces operating from this island, in addition to American military forces. So all three of them, the French, the British, and the Americans, have been reportedly, and this is based in part on investigation done by Declassified UK, also the information gathering of local peace activists who have protested the use of these colonial-era military bases to bombard Yemen and to supply Israel with weaponry during the course of its genocide in Gaza. So I'm going to continue along the road here, see what else I can see. There you have a better view of these warships. And interestingly, these military bases, they're not simply bases that have been leased from the Cypriot government, and they sit on what is considered to be the sovereign territory of Cyprus. In fact, as a condition of gaining independence from the United Kingdom in 1960, the Cypriot and Turkish authorities on the island agreed to cede sovereignty over the land on which these military bases is situated to the British government, which I think any reasonable person would say was quite a raw deal. I mean, the British had no business being here to begin with, and now they have sovereignty over 3% of the territory of the island of Cyprus, which they have used not only to enable Israel's genocide in Gaza, not only to bombard Yemen, a deeply impoverished country that has effectively been tortured by the West and its Middle Eastern proxies for the past 7 or 8 years. They also used it in their illegal and brutal invasions of Iraq and bombardment of Syria. They used these military bases for those purposes, the British and the Americans. So they've basically been, as peace activists have called them, the Britain's unsinkable warship, used for various and sundry violations of international law and human rights. So I'm just going to sign off for a moment here while I get my bearings and continue driving towards the edge of this military base. So now I've driven south on the southeastern coastline of the Akrotiri Peninsula, which is next to the city of Limassol in southern Cyprus. And that's Limassol off there in the distance. You can see now quite a few apparently wealthy people coming in from other parts of the world to live here. And there's been quite a bit of rapid development. You can see high-rises along the coastline, but over here there are 2 red cranes, hopefully visible to you. There are a number of warships, one of which had a French flag, which I just videotaped a moment ago. So technically I'm now standing on sovereign territory of Britain, according to the map that I'm looking at. So even though this is obviously part of the island of Cyprus, this is, you're looking walking here in the southern part of Cyprus, which is controlled by the Greek Cypriot government. And yesterday I reported from the green line at the edge of the territory controlled by the Greek Cypriot government. The green line separates that part of Cyprus, the southern part of Cyprus, from the Turkish-occupied northern area of Cyprus. So over here, this fence, I guess, is meant to keep out people from the military base, and the military base is down there. You can see some structures, a number of towers off in the distance. Unfortunately, we can't see from here the airfield, which is being used by military aircraft to apparently transport military equipment to Israel, also to launch attacks on Yemen, but it's right down there somewhere in the distance. And all of this is territory reserved for the colonial-era British military base. So I'm going to continue driving along to see what else I can see that might be of interest, and hopefully give you a better sense of what's happening down here. So I've just walked a couple hundred meters down south from where I just stood on some rocks, videotaping Limassol from the distance. I'm walking towards a number of structures on this military base. Hard to say what they're used for. Hopefully I'll be able to see more as I move along here. Just again moving southward along the coast of Akrotiri Peninsula. I don't know if you can see it off in the distance there, but there's an aircraft coming in for a landing. So obviously I'm pretty, oops, there you go. Obviously I'm pretty close to the airstrip, although it's not clear what kind of an aircraft that is. It's actually like a drone, interestingly. So I've now walked as far south as I can. I've now come upon a barbed wire fence. So I'm at the limit of the part of the beach on which the public can walk. And you may notice here on the other side of this barbed wire fence, they have what looks like a little beach area with some sun umbrellas for the R&R and relaxation of the military personnel who are helping to enable this genocide in Palestine. You can see here the barbed wire fence. And if I go up here onto this sand dune again, off in the distance, you may be able to make out some of the structures on this military base. And if you listen carefully, I'll stop talking for a moment, you can hear the roar of aircraft engines. And actually, again, from this distance, it's unclear, but that looks to me like a drone. Now going to head back up the beach. I have to catch a flight this afternoon to Doha in Qatar to begin my month-long trip across the Middle East, where I hope to visit countries where there is organized and effective resistance in the region to Western hegemony. That's sort of the overall purpose of my trip, and you know, to speak to people on the ground who are part of those movements, if I can, and to see how people are coping with the current war that the United States and Britain, with the assistance of other Western militaries, are waging on the region as a whole. If I happen to see anything else along the way before I return to the airport in Larnaca, I'll shoot some more footage and add it to this report. Until then, signing off. So I've walked back up the beach, and you can hopefully see it in the distance, but a huge transport aircraft just landed apparently. It's taxiing to its final stop. You can just see the tail moving off in the distance there. Massive plane. Actually, it may be taking off. I can hear the roar of engines now. There it goes. It's an enormous plane. So right now it's heading in a westerly direction, west-northwest. Be interesting to see if it banks left in the direction of Israel. And that, in fact, appears to be what it is doing. So, obviously, I don't know what the final destination of this cargo plane is, but that is heading in the direction of Israel. And it looks like some security are showing up, so I may want to move along now. Talk to you shortly. So I'm now driving up the western coast of the Akrotiri peninsula, and hopefully you'll be able to see there. There are a number of tall towers and some satellite dishes over here on the left. Presumably these are involved in either transmitting signals or collecting the signals data. And interestingly, after I saw what appeared to be a drone a few moments ago, I checked, did a quick check on the internet, and determined that the range of the U.S. Reaper drone, the killer drone, which is I think the premier weapon in the United States drone arsenal is reported to be 1,850 kilometers. The distance by aircraft from the southern coast of Cyprus to Tel Aviv is less than 400 kilometers. So the territory of Gaza would be well within range of U.S. or British drones, I would imagine, that are operating from the Akrotiri military base. So I'm going to drive back by the port of Limassol, and hopefully in the last segment of this piece I will be able to get you some better imagery of the warships that are docked there. So I'm now back at the port of Limassol. You should be able to see there at least two large warships. If you look closely enough there, you'll see a cannon turret. Hard to make out the flags on those vessels, but I doubt very much they're part of the Cypriot Navy. They seem a bit large and modern to be part of Cyprus's small and poorly financed naval forces. There's another one over there. In any case, I hope this report has been informative, and I'll be signing off now and reporting next from the Middle East. This is March 3rd, 2024.